Hello LaserGRBL friend, today I'm really excited to present this amazing product. This is a CNC created by TwoTrees, a brand leader in the laser engraver market. If you are passionate about laser engraving, this is the perfect tools to complete your setup. Indeed, with a CNC machine you can perform all the tasks you cannot normally do with a standard laser engraver. It's the first time for me with a CNC machine and I cannot wait to make a review and try it out with you. Okay, let's start with unboxing. This is the 500 watt Spindle Motor with its variable speed power supply, 500 watt air-cooled motor unit, connection cables, support flange and some tools. It's spin up to 12,000 RPM. With this product you can already work on wood, soft metals and many other materials. And the price is very affordable. Now let's move on the second accessory. This is the 4th axis CNC rotary module. Here we see the motor with the spindle collet, which allows you to clamp cylinders ranging from 4 mm to 6 cm. And obviously its tailstock. As always, a few cables and tools to connect everything. Thanks to the 4th rotary axis, the CNC can perform even very complex three-dimensional jobs. And then here we have the accessory that in my opinion cannot be missing, and later I will explain you why. It's a very compact vacuum cleaner equipped with everything you need to integrate it into the machine. The box contains brushes, nozzle, the actual vacuum cleaner, a tube to connect it to the machine, power supply, cables, etc. At this point, let's talk about the 800 watt trimmer router. This is an alternative to the 500 watt spindle motor. But how do you understand whether to choose this or the spindle motor? There are some things to know, and I will give you some link in video description to learn more about it. In any case, the package contains the support, the cables and obviously the motor and its power supply. Finally, let's take a look at the main box, the one with the actual CNC. The first thing that jumps out is the nice pair of noise-cancelling headphones that are a really nice gift, very useful, and later we'll see why. Okay, then the instruction manual that guides us during the assembling, but in any case everything is very simple. We find instructions in German and English. Then there is this box that contains the motorized Z-axis, nice and sturdy, essential in a CNC. Okay, then another box with cables, screw and everything needed for assembling, safety goggles, power supply, etc. And also a basic motor and the display to control the machine, which will be mounted later. Once this first layer of material is removed, there is the CNC in all its red and black splendor. It is divided into just two parts. Basically, this is the X-axis that will then be mounted on the rest of the frame with its 6 screws, and then there is the main frame with the work surface. Let's assemble it now. As I told you before, it is very simple. The X-axis is mounted into the shaped support. We block it with 6 screws, 3 on one side and 3 on the opposite side. Then we mount the Z-axis. We use this screw to fix it into the support plate. Here too, everything is very simple and intuitive. 4 screws, 2 above and 2 below. Here is the CNC TwoTrees TTC450 Pro in all its beauty. Now let's move on to the electrical connection of the various cable and the display. Here too, everything is quite simple. Each cable is labeled and enter in its sockets. If you are in doubt, just refer to the manual. A couple of small screws and the display is also fixed in this place. Here we are. It's time to do our first project. I'm new to this world of CNC, and so I did some research on how to take the first steps. I found the Easel software online and I signed up to try the free program and found it very easy to use. The first thing to do is to measure the piece we want to work with and insert the measurement into the program. You can set the system in inches or millimeters. In the same window, we choose the type of material we are going to mill. We can choose between various types of wood, plastic, etc. This will influence the calculation that the program will make to choose which working parameter to use. At this point, under the bit menu, we choose which type of end mill we are going to mount on the spindle. Here too we will find a list with the most common type of end mills. It is also possible to insert the customized parameters for other end mills. Here too the program will calculate the various offset between the different passes based on the end mill used. In the Cut Settings menu we find the parameter that the system has decided automatically, but there is still the possibility of unlocking a manual mode to modify these parameters and customize them. Okay, now let's move on the drawing. I have already created a profile in SVG with Inkscape, with the imprint of a dog's paw. This drawing contains two paths, one that I want to carve and one that I want to use as a cutting profile. I'm going to resize it, position it, and finally with a cursor slider under the Cut menu, I'm going to select the engraving depth and the type of processing called Clear Out a Pocket. Then in the same way I select the cutting profile and I set the cutting depth and the path called Cut Outside Shape Path. At this point I add the dog writing as a customization, which I'm going to carve with less depth to create a two-level engraving effect. Now let's export the file in a G-code so we can use LaserGRBL to send it to the machine. The G-code file exported from Easel does not have the command for turning the cutter on and off, unless they can be set, but I don't know how to do it. And so I opened the file with Notepad and added them manually. Okay, here we are. Almost everything is ready. Let's fix the tablet on the work surface using this convenient iron clamp provided. Under the tablet, I'm going to insert a piece of waste material so that I can work the piece even to the point of cutting it without damaging the work surface. Then I load the file in LaserGRBL, I zero the piece in X and Y and separately in Z. There are some convenient buttons on the touchscreen of the machine to do that, and I try to frame the work on the piece as so to make sure that the drawing remain within the margin of our material. Ready? Go! Let's turn on the vacuum cleaner and let LaserGRBL and the TwoTrees TTC450 Pro do the magic for us. Okay, now while the machine is working, I'll tell you something important. With the machine you get some basic bits and mill that are sufficient for the most common basic uses. But TwoTrees is a reseller of several bit kits that are very interesting. I recommend you take a look at their website to see the various products. Now let's see how the work is going. Everything is quite noisy and dusty, but here the vacuum cleaner and the headphones come to our aid. Remember, I told you before that they were indispensable. Here is why. Anyway, it's very fast. The parameters calculated by Easel seem quite correct, as the hand mill is not struggling and the mills is clean and without burrs. After about 15 minutes, the work is ready. A cleaning step with some paper, and voila! The result is already very beautiful and professional as it is. but I want to give it a special touch, and I prepared some epoxy resin to pour into the grooves made by the CNC so as to highlight and embellish the imprint and the writing, so they will stand out from the wood. Look how easy this operation is, and the result is amazing. When the resin hardens, our gadget will look like this. I really like the result, considering that this is the very first job I do with a CNC. I'm really satisfied. I didn't think I could easily obtain such professional results, but thanks to the TwoTrees TTC450 Pro, that was very easy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for some final consideration, some final thought about this TwoTrees TTC450 Pro CNC. What amazed me most is the simplicity of use of this CNC, because it's the first time for me with a CNC, and the TwoTrees was a really easy machine. I simply connected to the machine with my computer, and I have used LaserGRBL that I already know because I am a laser engraver professionist. And with LaserGRBL it was really easy to stream the G-code to the machine. And even the designing phase of my project was really easy. I have used free software that I have found online, simply googling for it, and I have seen there are a lot of options for free software or pay software. Some software are for professional use, and some other software are more dedicated to hobbyists, and so you can have a wide range of choice of software. And the other thing that amazed me most is the price of this TwoTrees TTC450, because it's really budget saving, and so it's the best option for you if you want to jump into the CNC world without spending too much. Also, TwoTrees release a wide range of accessories, and so you can just start by buying the base engraver, base CNC, and then expand your kit, your instruments with more advanced options. And also you can find a lot of drills, bit and mills tip for the TwoTrees just in the TwoTrees website, and so you have one source to buy everything you need to jump in the CNC world. So I hope you enjoy my review of the TwoTrees TTC450 Pro. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel and activate notification to stay up to date with my new review and software release.